What's going on, guys, and welcome back to another episode of Exploring the Unknown. I'm Dustin,
I'm Luke.
and there's just certain legends that seem to kind of slip through the cracks of everyday life. Stories that are whispered in late night conversations or posted in obscure corners of the internet. Tonight, Luke and I are going to be talking about the Black-Eyed Kids.
Yeah, I'm excited for this episode.
Me too.
Something crosses the road. It's skeletal, like fleshy, and it stands up, and then it kind of just almost leaps.
They look back and they see one. Clear as day. It walks 5 feet away from my audio recorder. We just saw a Bigfoot. Holy crap.
I've been pinched, I've been tapped on the shoulder, I've had my name hollered, a hand came up underneath my left arm. I said, little son of a bitch tried to get me. That was the time that I decided you don't sleep inside that building.
Did you see that?
The cow cur, it's big, it's white, and it runs faster than any man could ever run. And he would lean out behind the tree. And that's why we never go out, because the booger will get you.
You better watch out, because the booger will get you. So what's going on, buddy?
Nothing. I'm excited for this episode. It's funny. A lot of people don't know. I actually predicted this episode was going to be on the Black-Eyed.
You did. Yes, you did. I thought that was insane. For anybody that doesn't know, go check out the last episode. We kind of touched on it there, I think. Didn't we?
I think we did towards the end.
Yeah. But you like my shirt?
I do.
Yeah. This is my ghost hunting shirt.
I like it. We did a good job with that t-shirt.
Yes, you did. Luke, I think you did that. You did this design.
He helped.
I helped, but you did it. You put it together and everything. But
Yeah.
And if anybody else, wants this, you can go get this on our website in the merchandise section.
Yes.
But you want to see something completely, disturbing?
What?
Close your eyes. All right, now you can open them.
That is terrifying.
Isn't it?
Yes.
Look at it. Wait, you can't see it. It's very realistic looking.
It's creepy.
It is. Renee bought this for Asa. You know how many times this has been sitting on the couch and I come around the corner and mentally mistaken it for the baby? For Ember? Yeah, it is.
No.
Asa takes it to bed with her, so I wake up and that's I look in the crib and that's the first thing that I see is that. I'm like, whoa, it's not my kid. It's a black-eyed kid. Who let it in?
You.
No, you don't let it in. You're not supposed to.
Dang it.
Why do you think that is?
I heard that they bring bad luck and there's things I heard. I'm not sure how true it is, but if you let them in, I heard you'll have memory loss and you don't remember what happened after you let them in.
Memory loss? Yeah. You know what? I was actually reading an encounter on Reddit where this dude, he had, hold on, let me see if I can find it, because it was interesting. I ended up skipping on it because I was kind of but then the further I looked into stuff, I was like, oh wow, this is actually kind of weird. Um, while I'm looking for this, do you have the origin, like where it came from?
Yeah. The origins of the massacre with the Black Eyed Kids can be traced back to the 1990s, which is very not too long ago. Some believing stories predate this. First widely publicized encounters was reported in 1996. He was parked in a car outside of a movie theater in Texas when two kids approached his window with solid black eyes and asked for a ride. Um, the guy overcame by drag and drove off without interaction. So they say it goes back before the 1990s, but the 1990s is when like the first um, encounter was actually published. Public.
Yeah. And then from that point on, it seemed like everybody had some kind of black-eyed kid story. It seemed like it became, a little bit more widely, spread. But what do you think that there is some sort of phenomenon? Because I was kind of thinking about it, and the black-eyed kids is kind of like the Grim Reaper, in a sense. Like a lot of the things that I was seeing, like if you let the kids in, then you might get cancer or die or something crazy,
Yeah.
So do you think that it could be a phenomenon that you are experiencing because you are dying, or do you think that it is something that it was a cool story and now everybody's like, oh yeah, that happened to me?
Maybe the thing is with it is someone finally came out and said, "Oh, I've seen this." Now a lot of people probably seeing them, but they're like too afraid to say anything about it. So once one person says something, they'll be like, "Oh yeah, now I'm not crazy."
Yeah.
Someone else seeing this thing. So I think that's probably the biggest case with it.
Yeah, and what's interesting is all the stories, all the encounters seem to be pretty similar. Like you were just talking about how if you let them in, then you can have memory loss, or that's like one of the things. So earlier, whenever I was looking into this and looking at Reddit encounters and stuff, there's this person that posted this story. He says, so I've known about the black-eyed kids or children, because of creepypasta urban legend, but I may have had an actual encounter with one years ago. This happened in Portland, Oregon, around David Douglas High School. I looked up black-eyed children, and there have actually been a few encounters and reports of them in Portland back in the 90s. So this encounter happened to me during my high school years, so around 2009 to 2011. I can't remember the exact year, but I want to say I was about 14 at the time, and it was late, around 12 to 1 a.m. Maybe a bit later. I believe it was a weekend. He says, my brother and I were up watching South Park, and we heard a knocking on our garage window. Then I heard knocking at our window. We had one of those huge windows that covered the front of the house. The curtains were up, but I peeked out the side, and I saw a woman. She looked very pale with black hair, and her eyes were very dark. Now, she very well could have been a tweaker, but yeah, 12 o'clock at night, and they're tapping on your window at that, not even the door. But the next part creeps me out the most. After knocking on the window, she knocks on the door and asks us to let her in. Me being the person that I am, I'm like, hell no. But my brother, who was 10 at the time, walks over to the door and says he's going to let her in. I have to forcibly hold him down until the person leaves. My mom and her boyfriend wake up from hearing me holding down my brother. They ask if someone knocked on the door, and I tell them what had just happened. One thing I heard is, with the black-eyed children encounters is something. Sometimes they will force people to do things with no recollection of them doing it. The reason that I bring this up is because my brother does not remember the lady, or me knocking him to the ground and him trying to let her in. And he always tells me that he just doesn't remember. And to this day, the experience creeps me out since I ever first heard of the Black Eyed Children. So, what are your thoughts on that?
That's interesting because that one is not a child. That's not a child. It's
No.
an adult.
Yeah.
Maybe there's black-eyed adults out there. It's strange.
Well, first off, what are you doing if you got this little old lady knocking on first your window at 1:00 in the morning, and then your door? Are you even answering the door?
No.
You're not going to answer the door?
No, if she has pure black eyes, I'm not answering the door.
Well, what if you couldn't see?
I have a window on my door, so I'm looking out the window before I back out. Open the door.
What if she's not facing the door?
I probably still will.
That's just a weird thought to me, to have somebody knocking on my window at 1:00 in the morning.
You have any door? No thanks.
Yeah, no. So, have you found any encounters on this, or any that you wanted to share?
I had one, but I'm not sure if I can find it.
Well, I have another if you want to look while I'm reading this one.
Go ahead.
Okay. So this person says that she ran across a pair of kids in Louisiana close to the swamps that had solid eyes. She says, I kept telling myself that they had colored. They were around 10 or 12 years old. They never smiled, nor it was at a gas station that I had pulled over to check it was, until my co-pilot asked me who would let their kids run around at 2 a.m. We locked the doors and left as quickly as we could. I swear, when I looked in the rearview mirror, those 2 children were standing in the middle of the road staring at us.
That's creepy. That's very creepy.
There's another one here, but I have to pay for the service to be able to read it.
So yeah, they claim to be between 6 and 16 years old. And
Yeah.
The thing with that is, if you see a kid, you're more likely to what's it called?
Help them out.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think that's what makes it even more creepy and scary, is that, you have this innocent thing, or, child that has poor intentions, or, supposedly.
Yeah. I can't find that one I seen, but if I end up coming across it, I will bring it up. So, I think it's weird how I heard a story one time where the guy was sitting at a stoplight, and one of these things came up to his window and knocked on his driver's side window and asked if they can come and ask for a ride. Which if I'm sitting at late and one of these kids come up to my window and start knocking on my window, I'm gone.
Yeah, I understand. I would also be a little freaked out. I mean, first off, I don't really get approached in public, so the fact that somebody's approaching me that I don't know anyway kind of puts me on edge. I'm sure it probably does anybody, but if I can't see, the whites of your eyes or your pupils, I might, have to defend myself.
And they're often seen wearing outdated clothing, mismatched or rugged clothing. Never in the time period that they were seeing it.
Right. A lot of like older style clothing.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's weird.
Now, I wonder if, and my dad never really said anything, but remember when we had my dad on the podcast and he said that little boy came up to him and said, "Hi, my name's Billy."
Yeah.
I wonder if it had black eyes.
I don't know. I don't think he described a whole lot about what he looked like. At least not facial features.
No, he just said it had like outdated clothes.
Yeah.
So that's interesting.
That is interesting. That is very interesting. I would like to talk to somebody who, yeah. We need to start hitting up Reddit more and read people. I think. I don't know. What's your opinion on that?
No, I agree. We used to do that all the time whenever we first started.
Yeah, I know. We kind of need to get back to it. I think
Yeah.
it would be nice to have some people on to tell some of their stories. Like we can look stuff up all day long, but to actually have somebody that encountered something is a little bit more. I don't know what the word would be. Or what I'm looking for. It would be more exciting. Yeah, for sure.
I agree. And these kids have like pale white skin, which is creepy itself.
Like, well, I mean, it's all creepy. So it would be less creepy if they didn't have black eyes and it was just a pale kid, a pale child.
Maybe. Now,
what if it was black eyes and fully,
This theory's on what the black eye kids actually are. There's a couple of them.
Okay, I'm interested in hearing that.
So, there's the theory that this one's kind of off the wall, but it says it could be a vampire. So, some believe black eye kids might be linked to vampires, not in the traditional sense, but the kind of modern myth that taps into our fears of the unknown, demanding, like the folklore of the vampires, the pale, the creepy. So they said there could be a vampire theory, which I think that's kind of off the wall.
It kind of makes sense. I mean, they say that they can't, affect you if you don't let them into the house or into your car or whatever, right?
Mm-hmm. Some believe, which I think this is the most realistic one, as demonic entities. They believe the black eye kids are demonic in nature. They fear. They install fear on you. and the unnatural aura they give off could just suggest an associates with a demonic force, which I believe I can get behind that one.
That it's a demonic force.
It's a demonic entity.
Why do you think that?
I mean, it just makes more sense to me. They like the only way they can harm you if you let them in, and that's most like demonic entities. If you let them in, that's when like the crazy stuff happens.
Yeah, I can see that.
Now this one is a very interesting theory. Some believe they are aliens.
Okay, why?
So some suggest black-eyed kids are related to extraterrestrials. They're cold, emotionless children with a the big black eyes as well, and the eerie presence that could point to some of non-human origin, whether visitors from the other planets or other dimensions. Which I can see that in a way.
Mm-hmm.
Like, what if it's some type of alien that we just don't know about that makes it look like we don't know what aliens look like? There could be aliens out there with big black eyes and not a typical gray alien.
True. I don't know. I feel like the alien theory is a bit far-fetched.
You think it's more far-fetched than the vampire theory?
Well, no, I'm not saying that. I mean, in all honesty, like the whole thing to me seems a little bit far-fetched. Like like if anything, I feel like it would be more of a spiritual, encounter of sorts.
Mm-hmm. No, I get
But
that.
I don't know. I kind of lean more towards either maybe some sort of demonic force or some sort of harbinger of death, kind of like the Grim Reaper.
Yeah, I can see a harbinger of death, but I think it's more like a demonic entity than anything.
Yeah.
Because demonic entities are known to show themselves as kids.
Yeah.
So why not a black-eyed kid?
That's true. I wanna let me see if I can find this video. This dude showed this picture that I thought was interesting, and it was of this kid. All right, let me rewind it here. Whoa. Okay, and then I'll share my screen. I'm gonna share my screen here. Ready? All right. Can you see?
It's very dark. It's very far away.
It's very far away. I don't know that I can zoom in.
Let me see if I can make my screen bigger.
I can do that. Does that make a difference?
No, it makes it blurry.
It makes it blurry. Well, that's crazy. What about this?
I mean,
I don't know.
try, yeah.
I mean, it looks okay on my screen, but the whole point is for you to see it. I guess I could just send it to you. I can play it here and then I'll send it to you. Then you can watch it. Is that? Oh no! Hold on. This. I'm getting hungry. To do something that we should have figured out before we recorded. Yeah. Okay, I sent it to you. Did you get it?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm going to play it here. You watch it there. Okay, here we go, guys.
Missing something? Oh, God, do you see it? What? Stop. 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 Oh, God, if you haven't seen it yet, it's there. Watch. And it blocks him out. It blocks
Did
you
you
out.
see it?
Oh,
On the right side of
God.
the picture, a small boy who seems to be
Oh,
absolutely
yo, I don't like
colorless
that one
appears
bit.
over the women's shoulders.
Oh,
Now,
I
if
seen
you
that.
don't know, an
Who
iPhone
are
live
you?
photo captures a few frames before the photo and
And
a
he
few
moves.
frames
He's
after.
moving, dude.
And if you look closely,
No.
this little pale gray boy actually seems to be
Yeah.
moving.
What do you think of that?
It's creepy. I
So,
did see that before.
oh, you've seen that before.
I've seen it, yeah.
Do you know how iPhones were like when they take a live photo, right?
Uh-huh.
Which is it's just like a couple of milliseconds of video, more or less. Did you see it moving? Did you see it kind of bobbing up and down?
Okay, yeah.
That's weird. And the light, like I know there's a lot of applications and there's a lot of AI and things like that that can generate those kinds of photos and whatnot, which bothers me because like we're trying to do something here and now we have a lot of things working against us.
Mm-hmm.
But do you think that is legit? It was a pretty decent picture.
It's hard to say. I like to say yeah, it's legit, but then on the other hand, you don't know. You just don't know.
Yeah.
But if I seen something like that in my family picture, I'd be freaked out.
Yeah, absolutely.
Be like, who is that?
Absolutely. Well, I've had all these dolls, right? So for those of you who don't know, Luke has given me some dolls that are reportedly haunted.
Yes.
And I'm going to spend some time with them and investigate them. They've been here at the house for what, a week now?
About
a week.
No.
I've
I'd say a couple of days because I gave them to you Saturday or Sunday.
Okay, so like 4 days, like 4 or 5 days.
Yeah.
Haven't really noticed anything different. Granted, they're out in the garage at the moment because I don't have. There's a lot of them, guys. There's a lot of there's 3 totes. Yeah. But I'm gonna take some time to investigate them. Luke, you're gonna help me, right?
Yep.
We'll take some to the graveyard or something whenever we go out investigating. I'm gonna bring one in and see what happens.
Yeah.
I'm gonna bring one into the house and see what happens.
Just don't say anything to anybody and see if anything happens. Keep it on.
Bring it in, but don't say anything. Don't tell anybody I brought it in.
Because if you do, they might be like, "Oh, well, this happened, this happened, this happened."
Right? Yeah, I don't want to do that. Well, they listen to the podcast, so they're gonna know. Okay. Well, I won't do it anytime soon, or maybe I will, or maybe I won't.
I'll just have to figure out.
That's it. Let's move away from this thought because I don't want to give away too much, and then the ones that are listening, are gonna be like, "Oh, you know what I mean." I don't want to do that. So last thoughts on the Black Eyed Kids, unless you have more to share. I don't have any more. That's all.
Isn't that an article on the Black Eyed Kids? I just think they're very strange and creepy.
Do you want to encounter one?
Do I want to encounter a black-eyed kid? Probably not now. There's a lot of things I want to encounter, but I don't think I want to encounter a black-eyed kid.
No. I think knowing what could potentially happen, I don't think that I would either. Especially if they're knocking at my window at 1:00 in the morning.
No.
Nah. No, thank you. But I have a would you rather if you would like.
Let's do it.
Okay. Give me a second here. We haven't had creepy music in a while, so we're going to have some creepy music. Here we go. All right. Would you rather spend one night alone in a haunted house that's known for violent poltergeist activity, or spend one night outside in the woods where people have reported encounters with black-eyed kids?
See, now you're putting two things together that are crazy to begin with.
I sometimes I feel like these would you rathers that we get from ChatGPT are very generic. Like, would you rather run through the woods or hide in the haunted house?
Yeah, but this one has a twist to it though. But so either be locked in a haunted house with a violent entity, or or be in the woods with black-eyed kids. I really don't want to witness a violent entity. But I also could really witness a black-eyed kid. Now, how violent are we talking about? Like, there's shit at you, or are you talking about like it, like trying to harm you?
Any encounter that you have ever heard of that had a violent entity, it does that.
I might have to go with the black-eyed kid theory then. The black-eyed
Really?
kid. Yeah, because I've had some crazy violent hauntings.
I'm kind of with you because like I as much as I want to experience something, I want to be safe. I want to be safe while I'm doing it, and it doesn't seem like I'd be.
Just
Yeah.
don't get out of your tent.
Don't get out of my tent.
Yep. Till
No.
daytime.
No, because then they'll be like trying to talk to me all night. They'll be whispering, "Hey, can I come in? It's cold. Can I come in your tent where it's nice and warm? I'm so cold."
Next one, you throw ear muffs on something with music and just sleep.
Eventually, I'm gonna just punch you through the tent. Yeah, I don't think the I would like to witness some poltergeist activity. I find that to be interesting. When we had that ball move at the Greene County Historical Museum, I want to experience that again because I wasn't paying enough attention to the ball. I caught the tail end of it, so I missed, half of it.
Yeah, no, I agree.
But I think that's it for this episode, buddy. What do you think?
We gotta spin the wheel for next week's episode.
Oh my gosh, we have to spin the wheel. I forgot. Before we spin the wheel, though, if you guys are listening to this on Spotify, if you guys wouldn't mind going over to YouTube, giving us a subscribe, checking out some of our videos there. Luke and I do other things as well. We go out paranormal investigating. We have a video where we went to Gettysburg and met Annabelle. Check out those. Those are really cool. If you guys are looking for, custom music, hit me up. I'm a producer over here. If you need custom graphics, hit up Luke. Luke does custom graphics. But
if you listen to this far, type in the comments below, type in black eyes. So we know
Black
you
eyes.
just did this. All right.
I'm sorry. My brain. Ladies and gentlemen, he said black eyes. Okay, not black guys.
Yeah, it's like black eyes.
I know, but my brain heard black guys, and I was like, no, don't do that. All right. All right. Can you see the wheel? I gotta take black-eyed kids off there.
I see it.
All right. I think that's it. We did the haunted asylums and sanitariums. Is it sanitariums or sanatoriums?
We did that one.
Okay. Oh, wait. Did we do mermaids?
No.
Okay. All right, ladies and gentlemen, here we go. What'd you say?
Yeah, that's going to be the next episode.
It's going to be the next episode. All right.
Yep.
Ladies and gentlemen, that's the prediction. Mermaids and sirens. What is it going to be? I'll tell you what, if it is... Ooh. The Demon House of Gary, Indiana. Do you know about the Demon House of Gary, Indiana?
I do not.
No? Neither do I. I don't know nothing about it. A lot of these topics, they were just written real quick, as the day goes on. I think of something or hear something. I'm like, oh yeah, let's look into that. But I think that's it.
I think that is it.
All right, guys. Thanks for listening. And until next time,
Keep exploring the unknown.
keep exploring the unknown.